What's up, guys? Holiday from Console Kings here again with 5 tips on how to play as Jason in Friday the 13th game. Now, I know that there are a lot of people out there who hate playing as Jason. Some people just hate playing as Jason because he's the villain. Other people don't like to play as Jason because they're just not that good with him and it's hard for them to get kills. So I'm going to give you these 5 tips, and if you follow these 5 tips, you should see your kill count increase. So the first tip, you want to have smart teleports. And what I mean by smart teleports is that you want to teleport to where the counselors are going to be. You just don't want to teleport to the middle of the map or some random place. So when you go to teleport, you'll bring up the map. When you're looking at the map, what you want to do is you want to then start thinking like a counselor. Okay, where are they going to be? So if you see a car, if you see the huge cabin on the map, so if you're playing at Pacanac, I believe the cabin shows up in a bright yellow. If you see a lot of cabins together, those are the areas you want to spawn in. If you spawn or you teleport in those areas, 9 times out of 10, you're either going to get a quick kill or you're going to be right on top of them and they're going to be scrambling and running. So you want to have smart teleports. Tip number 2, think like a counselor. And I mentioned this in tip number 1. Think like a counselor. So for example, if you were a counselor, what would you be doing? So that's how you want to think when you're playing as Jason. So for example, if you know that there's someone inside a cabin and they've locked the door and you're now chopping down the door with an axe, if there's a back exit, just know that they're going to go out the back exit. So what you should do is maybe chop at the door 2, maybe 3 times, but the entire time you want to be trying to pay attention to the back exit to see if you're getting any kind of indicator that they're running out of the back or they're possibly trying to sneak out the back. And then that way you don't spend time whacking at a door just to get inside to find out, oh, they ran out the back. So hack at the door twice and then run around back, and then 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to catch them coming out the back, and then you can get that kill. Tip number 3, don't go for the execution move right away. A lot of people make this mistake, and what will happen is that they'll finally get up on a counselor and they'll say, okay, yeah, I'm going to get my kill, and they get excited and they'll hit the trigger to grab the counselor, and then the counselor breaks free. A lot of times, if counselors have had enough time to rummage through a number of cabins or a few cabins, they have found things, and usually they'll find like a pocket knife or something to help get them out of a chokehold. So what I would suggest is don't go for the kill right away. Take a couple swipes at them with whatever tool that you're using, whatever weapon that you're using, whether it's the axe or the machete or the spear, whatever Jason you're using. Swipe at them twice. What that does is that damages the counselor, so now they're bleeding and they're running even slower than they would run before. That way, if you do pick them up and they happen to use the pocket knife to get out of the chokehold, they're not going to get very far because they're already damaged and they're already hurt. Tip number 4, make sure that you use your senses, or that you use sense. Okay, so sense is the perk or the ability that Jason has that basically points out everyone within the vicinity. It'll highlight cabins, it'll highlight counselors if they're trying to sneak through the woods. Make sure that you use that. If you're using it and you don't see anyone in that area, it's still kind of quiet, then what you want to do is you want to teleport immediately to another area that's like a high traffic area, another area with a lot of cabins. Maybe you want to teleport to one of the cars that's on the map, because more than likely there's someone who's trying to get the things needed to get the car started. So don't waste a lot of time. Use your sense. If you don't see anything when using the Jason sense, then go ahead and teleport, because you only have 20 minutes to try to kill these counselors. Tip number 5, use other weapons besides what you're carrying. And what I mean by that is, when you spawn as Jason, like I was saying before, you spawn in a shack, and then there's knives that are in the wall for you to pull out and take with you. These knives come in handy because a lot of the counselors can run very fast, and if they have perks, that may boost that speed or may somehow help them get away from Jason a lot quicker. So when you have these knives, what you can do is you can throw these knives and kind of slow the counselor down for any person that's trying to get away or just simply outrunning you. Also, you have people who like to play cat and mouse games, so they just want to constantly run in a circle around the car thinking that you're going to chase them. Well, one, you can throw a knife, or two, you can use a bear trap. Go ahead and set down a bear trap, and that's going to prevent them from running around the car. They're going to say, "Oh crap! I just seen him put down a bear trap. Now I got to come up with something else." If they're inside a cabin, especially the one that has the fireplace and the big long table, and they want to constantly run around that table and waste time, you can't waste time chasing them around the table. Go ahead and put down a bear trap, start chasing them, and more than likely they're not going to continue to run in the circle, because if they do, they're either going to run into the bear trap or they're going to have to slow up trying to avoid the bear trap, and that gives you enough time to just kind of whack at them with whatever weapon that you have. So if you use these 5 tips playing as Jason, you'll see that your kill counter started to go up, and then of course if you're getting more kills with Jason, you'll see how fun it is to play as Jason. But use these tips. Don't be afraid to play as Jason. It is Friday the 13th the game, so playing as Jason is one of the biggest things and one of the funnest things about the game. All right, that's all we have for you today. It's Holiday once again with Console Kings. Like, subscribe, and I'm out.